I'm a bit further, and then this is nearly the finished layout for the calculator for the robot. It's a neural network calculator. That's one, it runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nats. One of these circuit here runs one synapse. It runs 7 synapses in parallel. It's got another board which has all the delay lines on it, and there might be like 3 of them. Like, yeah, I might need a fair few delay line boards for it. With a memory, yeah. Or if I just stack it, then I can make it a stack, and it's actually mostly memory, our computer. Yeah, so our computer's like 90% memory, 10% CPU. Yeah, it's 90% memory. And if this is about how big it is, there's these tiny little resistors in that. There's no component on it except it has this resistor, but I think it's got a higher tolerance, the resistor. But I think I still need to electroplate it. Except where the resistor is. So the resistor's high tolerance, yeah, because it's all current limited. So the resistor's job isn't to limit the current; it's actually just to let it all through anyway. It's just to create a short activity. It's actually not supposed to limit the current. That resistor. It's just for shorting. But just think, yeah, so like, if those lines are actually a millimeter, this thing is not this big. It's more like that big. And so, if that resistor was a millimeter, yeah, like one resistor, it's just one little dot there. That blue dot is how big the resistor is, but it's also where the pumps come in right there, and there's like little millimeter holes where the power comes in from the top, and I have to have a sheet with holes in it, and then I got to plug it up with conductor, and then the batteries go on the top that power it. And they're like little millimeter holes, and like it has to be like, this is not going to be 15 centimeters, man. This is going to be a good 30 centimeters. This computer, so the robot has to be big, or you put it onto more than one sheet. Because I can't go below a millimeter because this just gets too difficult. It's too difficult. And so the tolerance of that little dot resistor is not that bad, but I suppose if I have a mask to do the resistors, I just got to put a bit of PVA on the resistors, or a bit of super glue. But no, I'm not allowed to. But I can't ruin the stencil when I do it. I got to make sure I wash the stencil out. But I got to put a resist down, and then I electroplate it everywhere except for those little dot resistors. And the computer is going to be fairly big. It's not. I wish I could do it a little, but I can't go below a millimeter, man. It's too small. But if I went to 100 micrometers, it would go from 30 centimeters to 3 centimeters. But then I've got to rethink how I'm going to build it. So I could do it out of millimeter, I could do everything with stencils, right? But at 100 micrometers, I can't use stencils anymore. But the cool thing about that is this would be only that big if it was 100 micrometers. Which is pretty decent. Except I made my own little microchip. I bet you haven't thought about it yet. You might be able to do it, but just so you go to 100 micrometers, so you can't use stencils anymore. And that's I'm going to put down 100 micrometer resistor. I wonder if I can do it. Oh yeah, and the electroplating is very nucleic at 100 micrometers. But what's about you can just get 100 micrometers with electroplating of that. But it's very bobbly under a microscope. Yeah.